Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, I'm Mary. I post fashion, beauty, and health and wellness videos. Welcome to my little sit down Friday video. I have started filming like a sit down video pretty much every Friday, in all honesty, just because I think it's a really good way to switch it up from the weekly vlogs. And I feel like you guys enjoy them. And I think it's a really great alternative to me like starting a podcast, just because in all honesty, like I've gotten requests to do that, and like I don't want to spread myself too thin, and I love this platform, so I just want to continue to talk, but do it in video form. So this is my little pseudo podcast for you guys, but I wasn't gonna film this video today. It's only Tuesday and it's a little bit later afternoon. I had a really busy morning actually. I had some meetings, I had an appointment, and so then I just showered and was just kind of like slicking my hair back and putting some gel on my eyebrows, curling my eyelashes. You guys know the deal. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to film. And I had inspiration because I was with a friend yesterday. We were on a walk and we started talking a little bit about like Mean Girls. And it got me kind of thinking, and I was like, you know what, this could be a really good like topic for me to touch on. In all honesty, I don't know how much I've touched on this. I know I've talked about it a little bit, but I thought it'd just be fun to talk about finding good friends in a world that, and honestly, in like a generation, but honestly I just think in a world that's full of a lot of mean people, and talking a little bit about that, because like I've been burned by friends in the past. I have learned how to deal with mean girls. Honestly, in this video I'm not really talking about like masculine personas. Like I talked about that in my dating video, like masculine versus feminine. I'm really talking about like the feminine archetypes. So like if you identify as a woman, if you don't, like, but you have a more feminine archetype, then like I think this video is for you. I can't really speak to the masculine side of things because I am like, I don't know, I just don't have experience with it. So let's kind of delve right in. And again, like, I just want to say, like, I'm just trying to be as inclusive as possible. So that's why I said, like, that's why I say that. And take with that what you will. So I'll probably say girl to reference things, but just know, like, I mean, like, feminine energy. But to go off of that, I think the feminine energy can be so, like, beautiful, fluid, inclusive, but it can also be really toxic. And I don't know, what I'm trying to say is I feel like for a long time I dealt with not feeling like I really fit into a friend group and not getting why girls would be so mean. Like, I really just didn't understand it. And like, when I say mean, I mean like girls can be so exclusive. Girls can put other girls down and not back each other up. And honestly, I'm fucking sick of that. Like, I'm over it. I've been over it since I was young. Like, enough. Like, why are girls tearing each other down? Like, genuinely, why? Like, I just don't understand. And I see it all the time. I see it living here in Chicago. I see it on social media. I saw it in college. I saw it in high school. Like, I just don't understand why girls feel the need to be so catty and so mean. And what I can say is, if you are a victim of any type of like bullying from other girls, the first thing I'm gonna tell you is that honestly, they're probably fucking jealous of you. And B, it has nothing to do with you, and it has every single thing to do with that person. And that's what I've realized as I've gotten older, is that literally the way other people treat you has zero reflection on you and every single reflection on them. I've talked about this with Blake and I before. Like, anytime I get like nitpicky with Blake or will start to be a little bit catty towards him, I'm like, okay, why am I treating him that way? And it always comes back to something that is feeling off with me, whether I'm feeling anxious, whether I'm feeling not good enough, whether I'm feeling overwhelmed. Like, it's always a me thing. And so what I can say is, like, with friendships, like, and with girls, like, if a girl is mean to you, like, it has everything to do with her. And, like, I'm sorry, but she's not a secure person. Like, she's not secure in herself. She's not as confident as social media makes it seem like she's just fucking not. Because someone who's confident and sure of themselves and has got it going on isn't going to take the time and isn't going to take the energy to be mean to someone else. Someone who I always channel and who I think of on the daily is Melissa Wood Health. Melissa Wood Tepperberg is so fucking confident. She's so sure of herself, and she is charisma. And she is one of the kindest people. And yeah, I only know her on social media, but I actually do know people who have met her in person and have said the same thing. She's so kind and, like, so charismatic and so sure of herself. I know I remember, like, a couple months ago, I was on the phone with a girl who works for IIN. I was just talking to her about, like, their ambassador network, all of that stuff, just kind of more of like a business lens phone call. And we started talking about Melissa, and she was like, I actually know Melissa, and I can say she's everything that she puts out on social media. But that's the example of a person that's, like, beautiful, successful, like, really has it going on, but isn't gonna take time and isn't gonna take energy and be mean to other people. And especially in our 20s and in our teens, honestly, from the age I feel like 15 to, like, maybe 26, I think that a lot of girls are figuring life out, as I am, and as we all are, honestly, and, like, we're all figuring life out throughout life, but I think especially at this time, it's so transformative that, like, this is when people can really either mature and, like, come into their being. People can change, and you might not vibe with the same people that you used to vibe with, and people can get really, like, rude. And I feel like I'm finally coming to the age, in all honesty, like, I'm trying to think of my experience with mean girls, because I think maybe, like, freshman year of college I dealt with it, and then sophomore year I think that dating Blake has really helped me to just, like, not give a fuck, because he is so secure in himself and so sure of who he is and so, like, undeniably and unquestionably confident, like, but quietly confident. Like, he's not cocky at all. Like, if you've met Blake, you would probably say the same thing. Like, I've had friends who, like, hadn't met Blake before, or, like, had maybe, like, seen him in my vlogs and then, like, not, and then met him in person, and they're like, oh my god, he's so much quieter than I thought. Like, he's a very, like, quiet, cool, calm, collected guy. And I think he's really taught that, like, taught me to not, like, if someone doesn't want to be my friend, or if someone doesn't want to be my genuine friend, like, let's say I'm friends with someone and they're A, not consistent, B, talking about me behind my back, or, like, C, being dishonest, like, not worth my time, not worth my energy. That doesn't mean I'm gonna ghost them. That means maybe I'll say, like, hey, what's going on? Like, I actually had a friend break up a few weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, if you're not gonna give this energy, I'm not gonna give it energy. Like, that's totally good. Like, I love you, but, like, this has everything to do with you, nothing to do with me, and, like, I'm going to part ways with you in a really kind, open, loving, and affectionate way that totally honors our past and totally honors our futures and, like, whatever. But going back to the main point, Blake's taught me to be really secure in myself and really secure in my friendships. And, like, if a friendship or a relationship isn't making your life better, why? And if someone in your life, it doesn't make you feel better, like, why? That's what has been my mantra for, like, friendships since moving to Chicago. And honestly, I think I've, like, developed some really cool friendships and, like, some really dope friendships. I'm really happy to say that. Is, do I feel better after hanging out with this person? Like, do they genuinely make me feel better? Pay attention to that. And I've said that before on this channel, but pay attention to that, and that's really all you need. Because if they don't make you feel better, like, why? Like, what's the point? Like, you want to hang out with people who elevate your vibration. And going back to those mean girls, like, those mean girls do not elevate your vibration. They're not elevating anyone's vibration because they honestly have no vibration themselves. And it just breaks my heart that so many girls tear other girls down. Like, I genuinely, like, you guys, I really just don't understand it. And that doesn't mean that, like, I don't gossip and, like, I'm not like, oh my God, did you see this? Because I totally, like, will do that, but I will never tear others down just for the sake of tearing them down. Like, I think it's one thing to be inquisitive and be like, oh, what's going on here? Like, if I see someone from, I don't know, someone that I, like, I don't know, like, met somewhere, whatever, and I'm like, oh my God, like, they're dating this person that I know from high school now, whatever. Like, of course I'll, like, chat about that, but I'm never gonna be like, oh my God, they're such a loser. And, like, why would I ever say that about someone else? I just genuinely don't understand. And why would another person ever say that about me? Because, like, ultimately, like, that's just their karma. And, like, if you're sitting around talking shit about other people, or, like, even, like, being mean to people, like, or being, like, uninclusive to people, like, that's just gonna come back around to you. And, like, how can you expect, I've said this before, how can you expect abundance in your life to come if you can't cultivate abundance in what you already have? And that goes hand in hand with how you treat other people. Because if you can't treat others with respect, kindness, and, like, love, then how can you expect more of that in your life? And, like, I just, like, how can you expect your dream job with your dream coworkers if you can't even treat the people around you in a kind way? And honestly, as I'm saying this, I'm like, damn, I need to take a step back and, like, be kinder to people. Like, I think I'm overall, like, a kind person, but even, like, Blake, like, I mean, he's the closest person to me, so sometimes I can be a little snippy with him. Or, like, even sometimes I'll be snippy with my parents. Like, why? Like, what's the point? Like, I'm so fucking blessed, and we're all so blessed. We really are, and, like, in our own different ways. But yeah, this is kind of all over the place, but I think usually these little talks are, like, I never have any sort of a script, or sometimes I'll have, like, a few points I want to touch on, but, like, today I really didn't. But it's just because I'm so passionate about this topic, and, like, I want everyone to have as amazing friends as, like, honestly, I have cultivated in my life. And, like, I'm so grateful for, like, my friendships, and, like, I have so many great friendships, but, like, Nat and Gray, like, I'm really speaking to you guys. Like, my friends Nat and Greg have, like, taught me what true friendship should feel like, and then have impacted all of my other friendships in my life. Because your girlfriends should be able to be honest with you. Your girlfriends should be able to have fun with you, but also have serious conversations with you. And I think they, like, it takes that delicate balance. And I also think, like, the last pillar is, like, be upfront with you. And I think that goes hand in hand with the first one, honesty. But, like, really being upfront, not talk behind your back, not do that stupid stuff. Like, really just be there for each other, because, like, we need to lift each other up. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, there's enough bringing us down in this world. Like, we really just do need to be there for each other. And, like, I don't know, I think that entertaining behavior that's just, like, less than ideal, and, like, I think this goes for relationships too. When we start to tolerate, like, behavior that is less than desired, like, let's say, like, a friend is, like, an asshole. Like, let's say, I'm trying to think of something that a friend would do that would just be so not, you know what? Let's be really honest. Okay, so I had a friend who, this was a couple years ago, who hooked up with my ex-boyfriend. Meanwhile, like, never told me about it, never, like, mentioned it, but, like, would always be texting him and stuff. And, like, my ex-boyfriend and I are really cool, but, like, that's not a cool thing to do. I'm sorry. In my book, it's not. Some people wouldn't care, but, like, I did. And, like, she knew that was a boundary for me. And, like, she did that, and I ended up finding out through my ex-boyfriend, and he was like, yeah, it was like very odd, and like the whole situation was weird. Like that was something that immediately I should have known, like this person is not a true friend. Like that's not something a true friend does. But I didn't, and I learned from that experience because ultimately that friendship did end, and I'm grateful that it did. But it's like, I didn't listen to my gut intuition with that person, and it had to come to that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think when someone does something, like, let it be what it is, and like they're showing you what kind of friend they are, they're showing you what kind of person they are. So I'm kind of talking myself in circles. But even like the way people act around you, like there were so many small warning signs before that where like I totally like should have known that like this person was not genuine. And I didn't listen to them, and so it did come to that. And like then I tried, like I still forgave that person, was like, okay, I'm moving on, moving through this. And then like another weird thing happened that I'm not even gonna get into right now, but like ultimately I was like, okay, enough, Mary. Like you're entertaining this, and like how can you expect great friends if you're entertaining this friendship in your life, you know? So I think there's like a quote that says like, when people show you who they are, listen. And I think it's so true. Like, you know immediately, for the most part, like based off of someone's vibe, if they're a true person and if they're real. Like, just listen to your intuition. Like, and I think that is like number one. But I also think like what I was really trying to get at with that whole story is that if someone's an asshole to you, for lack of better phrasing, if someone is an asshole to you, don't keep forgiving them. Like, I'm all for like, if someone messes up and they're genuine about like, you know what, I fucked up, forgive and move on. I love that. That's great. And have the conversation and like move through it if you are working through it together. But if they are an asshole and there's no effort on their end to like actually acknowledge their wrongdoing, like they just want to be like, okay, whatever, like let's be friends again. Like, even though I was just talking about you behind your back, or even though I was just said this about you, or even though I didn't invite you to this thing, like let's just pretend like we're friends and like move through it. Like, no, don't let people treat you that way, because then why would you have genuine friendships if you can't like let go of the ingenuine friendships? So I think that's really the root of what I was trying to say. But like, the moral of all of this is like, you have to value yourself before you can expect others to value you. And I've talked about this so much because this is another thing I'm so passionate about, is like, I want all my girls and everyone like who watches my channel, I want you guys to all be confident. Like, again, this has been a journey for me, and I think this is something that like I've really cultivated over the past few years. But like, being confident and being sure in yourself, and like dancing to the beat of your own drum. And like, that's something I'll always say about myself. Like, I have always danced to the beat of my own drum, and I'm so grateful for that. And I think for a long time I was like trying to not do that, like trying to fit in more, but like, why? Like, that's kind of what makes me fun, you know, is that like I just do what I do and like whatever. But dance to the beat of your own drum and you'll find your people. Like, I talked about this maybe in the relationship talk, but like, for example, like once I stopped trying to be like a person in college who like went out and did all of that stuff, I found my best friends, I found my boyfriend, and like, I didn't even find them, they found me. But like, my best friends presented themselves to me, my boyfriend presented his self to me. I realized what I actually liked and stopped like going down a career trajectory that I was not passionate about whatsoever. And I just like cultivated abundance in my life. And like, that's around the time that I started this YouTube channel. And like, I think you just need to like lean into what feels good and be confident in yourself, be sure of yourself, don't take bullshit from anyone. And that is like the key to finding abundance in your life. And that is the key to allowing abundance. I don't even want to say finding, because you won't need to find it, it'll find you. So that's my TED Talk. That's what I had to say today. I hope that was moderately helpful. I don't know, sometimes I just like shooting the shit with you guys. So let me know if you have any questions. But seriously, you guys, I just want you to all like love yourself, love the people that you're around, and like have amazing friendships, have amazing relationships if that's up your alley. And if that's not up your alley, have amazing friendships, because everyone needs friendships. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Reach out with any questions, anything we talk about too. Like, I feel like I need to say this. And like I always say this if people reach out, but anything we talk about is always confidential. Like, I don't tell anyone that stuff, because you guys are my girlfriends. You guys are my people. And like, I just would never do that. So yeah, that's another thing that I would say too for friendships. Like, if someone tells you something, even if they don't say it's confidential, like, keep the secret. Because I used to be such a teller for so long. Like, if someone told me something, I would immediately be like, oh my God. And that's something I've had to practice, and a muscle that I've had to work over the years. But like, if someone tells you something, you want them to be confident that you're not even going to tell anyone without them even having to ask. So that's what I'll end on. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on Insta and TikTok, and I love you. Can I say it one more time? I'll see you guys next time.